Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Glad to have you here. Today we have a Chaos on Beastmen matchup. And so this is an interesting one. I wasn't quite sure whether I wanted to bring armor piercing or non-armor piercing, so I just opted for armor piercing. And this is a pretty typical Chaos build. 3 Chaos Warriors with great weapons in the front, supported by aspiring champions. 1 Forsaken on each side, just to kind of flank. I have 1 unit of these Chaos Warriors with halberds here for some anti-large duty. And so they'll be looking for any large targets. Over here, I do have a unit of Chaos Warhounds to get any Ungor Raiders he might have brought. And I do have 3 Manticores and a Chaos Dragon. One of which has a Chaos Sorcerer of Death on it. So that should be interesting. Very cool staff this guy has here. I feel like they reworked the models on this guy, maybe. I don't really play Chaos that often. So we'll go over my opponent's build. He has a main line of these Gore Herd. And these guys got they have 2 axes. And I think they got a recent buff in the most latest patch. But still, I think that the cheaper variant with the 500, worth 500 gold, is better, but they do not have vanguard deployment, and that is kind of the goal of this army here, is to vanguard deploy, rush you with these cheap mainline infantry, flank around with some Centaurs with great weapons, and kind of just catch you unawares. Yeah, so he has 4 of those Gore Herd, 3 Centaurs with great weapons, and 1 just regular Centaur. Back here to support, he has a Giant. This is a great pick versus the Chaos Warriors because they don't have any ranged troops to punish the Giant's lack of armor. Over here he has Kazrak the One-Eye on his Boar Chariot, and this guy is really good. Well, I think he is good now. He has gotten a buff in the most recent patch, so he does have some nifty armor, and I think he's been reworked just a little bit to kind of make him more viable as opposed to Malagor. I mean, not Malagor. Oh man, Chaos Spawning General, man, whatever that guy is. Over here, he does have these Minotaurs. It's not a Beastmen army without at least 1 Minotaur, right? Just amazing. And over here he has a Cygor, which is, I feel like a good pick. Lots of armor-piercing damage here if he can get my Chaos Warriors to clump up. This will be a great way to kill them. Without having to use the Centaurs with great weapons. So, you always have to be prepared for this. The Greenskins can do this with the Goblin army, but the Beastmen can do this a little bit better than them. And so here you can see he's going to rush in his Gore Herd, bring all his heroes to bear, and I'm going to start running away with these Warhounds. There's nothing here that they want to fight. Literally nothing. I'm going to fly up here with my Goon Squad, drop a Spirit Leech here on Kazrak, and I don't want to land anywhere near these guys, so that is definitely something to be concerned about. Over here I get some nice intercepting charges, so his Gore Herd don't get their charges off, except for this one, just because of the weird pathing and where my troops chose, and who I clicked with my troops. So you can see I'm going to do a great job here of mopping up these troops really fast. Over here I'm going to be dropping a Soul Blight, and that has been changed, so let's take a look. Minus 30 armor and minus 22% weapon damage. So these guys have 0 armor now, which doesn't really matter because they are fighting against Great Axe infantry, but it will just help these Forsaken kind of just tear them apart. And so that's really good here. And the weapon damage doesn't hurt, especially I just wanted to get that on the Minotaurs to kind of help drop them quicker. But you can see over here that these troops, unsupported by those cavalry, are going to just instantly be terrified. There's too much money here coming down at them for them to ever stay in this fight. And so you can see I'm attacking the weakest parts of my army. He's got a large flank here of cavalry that could slaughter my flying goon squad. So I'm going to bring them as far away as humanly possible. The other side, the other side of the line, and the opposite side of the line. So first of all, I'm attacking on this side, his troops, and Second of all, I picked the opposite side. So that's a way you can use your flyers, even if they have a extreme cavalry advantage, which can punish you for landing. So here you can see these troops just getting torn apart by my elite Chaos Infantry. Minotaurs coming in, and I'm going to bring in my Halberdiers to kind of help try and finish these guys off. You can see my Chaos Warriors with great weapons routing. My Chaos Warhounds are being chased off by these Centaurs. I'm perfectly happy with that. They are getting their worth here. And you can see just a little slow on the Centaurs with great weapons. If you want that Gore Herd to stay in the fight at all, you need to have these guys already kind of ready to get around into combat when the Gores engage. But you can see here, just like, oh man, did you see that shot right there? Just like slaughtering my Chaos Warriors. I definitely didn't think about that when I was blobbing up here. I just really wanted to get these Minotaurs off the field. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. These Centaurs are going to come in, and I'm going to pull out my Goon Squad back here. I want none of that with my Goon Squad. And I'm actually going to bring them back over to then charge in the rear and try and break these guys. Because if I lead these Centaurs in with my heavily armored troops, these Centaurs are going to like slaughter them. Not slaughter them, but do considerable amounts of damage to the point where I might not be able to beat this giant without some infantry support. Especially that Cygor as well. So here my troops are going to come in, and you can see that rear charge. Let's see if we can get that. We can't. Look at their leadership here. Oh yeah, there we go. So 31 damage sustained, 14 attacked in the rear, 10, so that's minus 24 because I managed to pull out and come back in, and attacked and flanked, minus 6, so a ton of leadership damage there. And I cast another Soul Blight here. It doesn't hurt, it's just going to keep my infantry alive a little bit longer. And you can see here I crush through these two, but I don't do too much to this guy. Oh man, definitely not the right target for the Cygor right there. All these juicy, like, aspiring champions who he could one-shot with a rock. Over here, Kazrak is going to come in, but this is too much for a poor little chariot. And he's just going to get torn apart by 3 Manticores and a dragon. As I cast Doom and Darkness here, I think I cast it on this Centaur. I kept trying to cast it throughout the battle, but it needs to be overcast to, I don't really use Doom and Darkness. I usually use Soul Blight for the leadership penalty, but now that Soul Blight doesn't, I brought Doom and Darkness just to try it out, and you need to overcast it, and I didn't have very much mana, and so, like, whatever. I just wanted to get it in at some point, and you can see these guys, just a ton there. Damage sustained, discouraged by ability, attacked in the rear, and frightened. So that's going to rout off this really perfectly healthy unit here, just for some Winds of Magic. And here, this is how I like to use my Death Sorcerer. Just keep your elite flyers moving, but you can keep your Death Sorcerer chasing after routing units. That's a great use of that guy. Make sure they get completely off the field. Because he is the weakest of the Manticores. He has about, I think, 120 less, or like, just significantly less damage there. Let's see, watch this. Oh man, almost a great hit. You can see here, Joe, though, the charge damage is doing quite a lot of damage to this giant. And he's going to be, oh man, just like slaughtered by that Chaos Dragon. Let's see if this Cygor can get one more good shot off. Man, it's even, there we go, here it comes. Oh, nope. Oh, here. Oh, let's watch it. Oh, and it's just going to overshot just a little bit. I think it took out one guy. Oh, he's going to get back up. So anyways, going to be a Pyrrhic victory here against that Beastmen Rush army. So let's take a look at the final kill counts. Really not, neither of us deployed that many troops. We both deployed around 500, so the kills aren't going to be too good. You can see this Cygor here did enough damage to XP Chevron up, so don't know if that was cost effective, but definitely got a ton of kills. The most kills on, well, second to most kills on the battlefield. Um, 29 here, 91 on this Forsaken. I'm assuming that's the one on the rightish flank of my army that was tearing through some of those gore herd that weren't charged by my leaders initially, the ones that I soul blighted. They stuck around a bit longer so that I'm guessing that's where this mass amount of kills came from. Um, Also probably got a lot of Centaurs, hence the XP rank up. You can see here my Aspiring Champions, only one of them doing okay. But yeah, not really many kills because there wasn't really much to um, murder. You can see like almost half his army, well, like 200 of his army is still alive. So that won't be accounted here in the kill counts. Let's go look over here. So 76, that's really good on that Cygor. The Minotaurs just were able to be isolated by the charge of my Flying Goon Squad, and so we got rid of them real quick. Surprising amount of kills here on the Centaurs. I think it's because they caught my Warhounds, and so that's where all those kills came from. Warhounds will just get slaughtered by these guys. And surprisingly good kills here on Kazrak. For such a short battle, he managed to wrap up more kills than the Zombie Dragon. So something to consider. 0 kills on this gore herd. That's amazing. That's what you want. You want to just shut them down with terror like that. And that's what this kind of Chaos Army is all about. Anyways, great game to crazy Star Wars guy. And yeah, thanks for watching. That's that.